On page 122, exercise number 4, oh, not this one, sorry. Exercise number 4 right here, you have to answer the following questions. Do them in your notebook, okay? Put the name, the title, exercise number 4 from page, okay? And remember, this is part of your learning log activity, okay? This is not notebook activity. This is part of your learning log activity, okay? And number 1 says, what's the difference between heat and temperature? I told you on the key language, they're going to ask you, what is the difference between heat and temperature? What's the relationship between heat and changes in the state of matter? What happens to the heat? What happens to the heat and changes the changes in the state of matter? What are the changes in the state of matter? In this case will be solid, liquid, and gas. Remember? So what happens between the relationship this with heat? What happens to it, okay? Why is it important to know about changes in state? Why do you think it's important to know when something passes from solid to liquid, liquid to gas, and etc.? Why do you think so, okay? On the other one says, it says act out a situation together where the no, number 4 you won't answer it, okay? Because it says act and you're not going to act out, okay? On number 4, you don't do number 4, okay? Just answer 1, 2, and 3. You can use the page that you're working on from the previous activity, the last activity. That was from your learning logbook, okay? You can continue there. If not, then grab a new blank paper, okay? For this activity, I will give you a time of 5 minutes to just answering those 3 simple questions. Okay, guys, so I hope that you finished that activity. Just really, it's really easy finishing those questions. Okay, so now let's do the mindfulness activity. Maybe in this moment your brain is full of several things, several several things that you want to do but you can't do it because your mind is full of ideas. Okay, so let's do the mindfulness activity to bring up all that concentration, to breathe and relax a little bit. Okay, if your mind is full of things, just put it mindful, but full of positive and things that you will do. Okay, so stay in position and sit properly, put everything away from your desk, and remember to inhale and exhale. Inhale and exhale. Okay, guys, now that you did the mindfulness activity, we're going to do this Curious Scientist team up. We're going to do it together. It's an activity that I hope that you like it. We're going to solve it together with your help, okay? And in this activity, it's related about conductors and insulators, okay? The materials that you need is just a pencil and your notebook, okay? This activity is not notebook activity, no. We're going to solve it and do it together at the same time, okay? So it's not necessary for you to take out the notebook or the pencil, okay? It says, get in pairs, look at the pictures on the left and answer. We have to take a look at these photos over here. I see some, what is this? Plastic wrap. Okay, I see some plastic wrap. I see a plastic ruler. I see a plastic fork. I see a wooden, or I see a pencil. I see a metal sharpener. I see a metal spoon. And I see an aluminum pot and a wooden spoon. Okay, I see that there are several materials is aluminum, wood, plastic, okay, and a pencil that is also wood. Now that we did that, we're going to answer the following statements. Number 1, thermal conductors are materials that allow heat to travel through them. Thermal insulators are materials that impede heat transfer. That means it won't allow this one, no, because it won't allow to pass heat. And this one, yes, it will allow the travel of the heat. From the pictures on the left, from these pictures, choose which are conductors and which are insulators. Categorize them in the table and think of some other examples. So that means that we have to write down these materials in this chart, in this table, okay? So remember that the thermal conductors, yes, they do let the heat, let the heat to travel, and thermal insulators, they impede the heat transfer. They don't let the heat pass, okay? So let's see, conductors. I think that aluminum, this one, the aluminum pot will let the conductors, okay, will let the heat pass through it, okay? I also think that the metal spoon is a conductor letting the heat pass through, okay? I also think that the metal sharpener will let the heat transfer, okay? This one will be metal sharpener, okay? Now, the insulators in this case, I think that is the plastic wrap, okay? The plastic wrap. I also think that is the plastic ruler. I also think that is the pencil. I also think that is the wooden spoon. The wooden spoon won't let the heat transfer. The wooden spoon. And last but not least, the plastic fork. The plastic fork. Okay, so this is what I have. I think all the The objects that are circled in green are the conductors, the ones that allowed heat to travel through them, okay, due to the materials they are from. And I think that insulators are the ones circled in blue, like the plastic rubber, plastic fork, and the wooden spoon. These objects or these materials won't let the heat transfer. It won't let them pass through it. It will impede them, okay? So now let's continue. We're going to over here observe the keywords. So you have to listen and observe the images, okay? This is a new vocabulary that will help you create new sentences to learn, to read, to study for tomorrow's dictation, okay? The keywords that we are going to use are the keywords that are at the bottom of the word treasure. At the bottom of the word treasure, okay? Each key language has a word treasure at the end. So we're going to use those words as new vocabulary, okay? So listen and repeat. Arcade, arcade, arcade. Childhood, childhood, childhood. Hopscotch, hopscotch, hopscotch. The hopscotch is a game that they painted on the floor. Childhood is niñez. Arcade are the machines that you use to play and have fun in the casinos or at small markets, okay? We're also going to see this other word treasure, that is the word neighbors, neighbors, vecinos. Outdoors, 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 that means outside. To room, okay, to explore. This other word treasure is from wise citizens, so please pay attention, look at the image, and repeat if it's possible, okay? It says, agreement, agreement. Kindergarten, kindergarten. Knowledge, 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 okay? The other words, lesson, lesson. Respectful, respectful. To learn, okay? So now let's continue with the other word treasure. This word treasure is from science. Boiling, boiling. Burn, burn, burn. Colliles, colliles. More word treasure from science. Mercury, mercury. Molecules, molecules. Thermometer, thermometer. Some more words from the key languages, okay? This is from creative artist. Chainsaw, chainsaw, chainsaw. Fleeting, fleeting, fleeting. Fragile, fragile. Fragile, fragile. Residue, residue. Spatula, spatula, okay? So now for these keywords you have to that you just learned these new keywords. Now that you have learned the new keywords, you have to create 10 sentences using some of the keywords and underline the keywords that you're going to use with a different color, okay? Underline the keywords with a different color, okay? That means that you have to underline with a different color, okay? You have to create 10 sentences That means will be 10 keywords. If you observe the keywords were like 21, 22 keywords, I think. So that means you have a lot to choose from. Remember to underline the keywords and to use, that means that you're going to use 10 keywords to create 10 sentences. One keyword per sentence, okay? For this activity, I will give you 10 minutes to do it, okay? Starting.